Hey guys, can you hear me? Hello. So I see I've got some viewers on the chat. I don't see you registering with an image. I don't know if you've got a profile picture in Google Plus. If not, it won't show up. Or you could change it. Okay. Can you hear me, Stephanie? Can you type in the chat? Oh, so you can hear me. Okay, good. All right, so I'm just sitting here chilling. So Jamila's on as well. Let me see. Let me just give her a call. Let me find out if she can hear me. Can you hear me? Hey, Steph. I don't know if you're still there. My viewers is going up and down. So I know Jamila's on the can't find the chat. Look in the chat over on the side. It's on the left-hand side. If you put your cursor over there, a bunch of icons should pop up, and it should be the very first one on the top. No. Okay. All right, so I'm going to call her. Can you see the chat yet? Not yet. Hey, girl. Hey, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. You
Oh,
know.
oh,
I'm
good.
good.
I've got
Are you
Stephanie's
gonna make?
on. Stephanie's on too. She can hear me, and but she's trying to find the chat. And so I was trying to. So I talked to some folks about this. I had a tech guy over this week, and he was saying one, if you don't have your picture up in Google, if you don't have a profile up, then it won't come up for one.
Oh.
And then
Oh.
um, if you don't have a camera on your
Computer.
computer, then
Uh-huh.
that will prevent it as well, right? So,
Oh.
and let's see.
Prevent from prevent my blog from showing the pictures.
No, not your blog, but your face from
Oh.
showing in
Oh.
this chat. So I actually should have
Oh.
gotten Mark's phone so I could I could talk to you on that phone and see what Steph is saying, because for some reason now I'm on my phone and I can't get back over to the messages. Let me see. Um, mm, 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 mm.
How you doing?
I'm great. I'm great. It's been a crazy day. Um,
Yeah.
Thursdays are treatment days for us. Thursday and Fridays are treatment days for us. So we always, they're always busy days for us. And then today we had an extra appointment, which was scheduled for 9:45 a.m., which of course is not early for you guys. But it's, it starts to get early for us, and for, when internet marketers who stay up late. And so getting up at, trying to get up and out at 9:45 sometimes can be a bit of a challenge. And then Mark had a seizure this morning at about
Oh.
6 a.m. So, so we got off with a bang, and then and it's been raining, so we just walked in about 6:15 ish tonight,
Uh-huh.
and so we've been running around all day, but it's all good, right? Because we got a lot of good stuff done. You know what? Let me see. I mean, Steph hasn't been able to respond in the chat. Hey, Stephanie, send me. Hang on a sec. All right. Well, let me see. I can go see if I can get Mark's phone. Hang on just one second. I'll see if I can get Mark's phone, and then Jam, I'll call you on his phone, and then I can see what messages are coming from. Okay, text you on my phone. So it's 678-232-7164. 232-7164.
Okay.
Okay,
All
call me
right.
on that one. Okay,
Call on
thanks.
that phone. Okay.
Okay,
Okay. All right.
bye.
Bye.
Bye. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello, Kat.
Hey,
Hey, are you doing a hangout?
I am.
Oh, how do I hook up?
Did you, I sent you the link in an email.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay,
Thank you.
all right, thanks. Bye. Okay, Steph, if you're still there, hang on. I'm going to go read these text messages. Maybe when we get there at Nashville, we'll see if the tech guys can't help us figure out. I can't log in. Uh, okay. Jam. Okay, Jamila.
Hey, girl.
Okay. All right. So, and let's see. And so, Steph, I'm getting it. Can't find the chat. Do you have to be in Google? Yes, you have to be in Google. Um, saw it last time. Yeah. So you have to be in Google. Steph, if you're still out there, you do have to be in Google. She said she could hear me. Oh, and Marie just joined. Good. Okay. So let's see. Let me just answer her real quick. Beverly's not going to be able to join us. I've been actually on the phone for a good portion of the day with Beverly. She's her Paul, her husband, was downtown working, and he's not gotten in yet. You have to be in Google. What is that? Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh, yay, Marie, I see you. Yay. So.
Oh, can you see me for real?
Oh, and I can hear you too. Yay. So what did you do, Marie, different than last week? Because Stephanie is trying to get in too. You came in through Google Plus, right?
You know what? I think I was on a different app. I don't know.
Okay, you need to. No, you don't have to do it right now, but you don't have a picture up your profile. So if you put your picture up, or if you click the, you click that little person. Let's see. No, there's a camera. Can you see my screen, Marie?
Yes.
So you see this camera on the top? It says turn camera off.
Turn camera off.
Do you have? Are you on your phone or a laptop?
I'm on my phone.
Oh, okay. So you might be able to see because your camera's on. You should be able to see. But if you can see these icons, if you turn that on, then I should be able to see you. Your actual.
See what icon?
There's that one that says turn camera on. If you.
I don't see that.
But don't worry about it. Okay, so Stephanie is about to join us. Jordana's not going to be able to join us right now. Beverly's not going to be able to join us. So let's just go because we don't have much time before the 9 o'clock call. So first of all, Jamila, what are you doing? Yeah. But what are you doing? It sounds really loud. No, that's okay. Or you can put us on mute. You can put us on mute so that you can just hear us, and then if you want to say something, you can just unmute yourself, and then you can keep doing what you're doing. Okay. All right. It's funny. I love that. We're all in this newly. Okay. So first of all, welcome to this week's Off the Chain Team Hangout. I'm excited because there's every week. Oh my gosh, every week. If you guys weren't on that Tactical Tuesday call, you missed it. I mean, really, Empower is making such an effort to really make sure that new people are getting in and they're getting started, and they're giving us free training and free tools that people are paying a lot of money for. And it's free. It's absolutely free. And if you're all in, you can be on that Tactical Tuesday. You really want to make it a point to be on those Tuesday calls. And if you're all in, you can get the recording in the All In library because there's a lot of information that's being shared in those calls, during those calls. And sometimes you might not get it all, right? And that just kind of helps, at least for me. I know that I can listen to it and just absorb it as opposed to listen and take notes, but I like to do both. So if you're not all in, one of the things that I've done, and I still do, because sometimes it takes them a little while to get that Hangout posted, that training posted, I just record it. I'll record it so then I can listen to it when I want to until they get it posted, right? Because I am all in, so I can go back into the library and get it later. But sometimes, if I'm ready to, there's something in it that I want and need right then that I've been working on and they just gave me the answer to, then, I can go back and get it right away. So, first of all, I'm really excited about what's going on with Empower. They're bringing on a lot of brand new things. And some of the things that I mentioned in the Hangout description today was, the bridge pages. They created bridge pages for. They created a bridge page template for us, and okay, Steph said, go ahead, she'll catch up. They created a page template for us, which is awesome. And you guys, it's new to you guys. I'm going to go shut the door. It's new to you guys, and I'll tell you a little bit about it so you can really appreciate it and what it's for. But I'm really excited about it because I've worked it the other way. I've done it without the templates, and it takes a minute. It takes a minute, and then you can spend a lot of time doing it, and then the product doesn't look as professional as you might hope. So now that they've got a template, it makes it really cool because it's plug and play. You just change a few things, you do the talk track behind it, and it comes out very, very professional. So I'm excited about that. So, but before we get into the tactical stuff, which I think what we'll do on these Hangouts is do a little bit of strategy, because I think that, you guys find it beneficial. And then we'll do some vision stuff, and then we'll talk about the upcoming things that we really need to keep on the radar. So first of all, it's just really important for us to stay in touch with our why. Stay in touch with why we're doing what we're doing. Because, if you don't, it gets really easy to say, well, I can't do it tonight. I don't want to do it tonight. Maybe, I'll watch a television show, or maybe, I'll paint my toenails. I don't know. And I'm not saying that watching television and painting your toenails are a bad thing. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that, we need to stay in touch with our why, because if we don't reflect on why we're doing what we're doing, a lot of times we'll put in place things that, won't take us any closer to our dream.
Right.
You'll sit back and you'll remember that, oh, hey, you know what? I did that. How did, you sit back and you think, what did I do with my time? How did I spend my time? And I don't know about you, but unless you get gels at the manicure at the salon, by the time I get 2 or 3 days into it, my fingernails are already chipped, right? So that stuff just doesn't last. But if you stay in touch with your dreams, when it starts to get hard, when you start to get tired, when you feel like, I don't know if I want to do this, then, it helps you to move beyond that. And so one of the things on the Tactical Tuesday that I really appreciated, Laura Parrish was one of the people that they featured on the Tactical Tuesday. She's a stay-at-home mom. She's a recovering alcoholic. She, she's wants to be with her kids, and that is her why. That's why she does what she does. And she said something that just was so down to earth. And it just made me think, because today, prime example, I woke up to early, thinking, oh yay, I have plenty of my me time this morning. And not too long into the me time, Mark had a seizure, and we were addressing that, and then had to kind of stay close for that, and then start doing breakfast, things that he would normally do. I did that, and then had to get things together so that we could go to the hospital, the doctor, and this and that, and such and so forth. I mean, just stuff.
Right.
My temptation would be, and then now I'm going to be going from all of that all day. We didn't come in until 6:15, and I'm going to go until 9 o'clock. No, not even 9 o'clock, right? Because the end call starts at 9. So probably 10:30 before I'm free again to do the things that would, produce results in the business for me. And it would be easy for me to say, forget it. It's 10:45. I'm going to bed, and I'll try it again tomorrow. But my why, when I think about my why, it really, it makes me want to say, what? So what? There's some things I want to do. And one of the things that she said that was so impactful to me was that when I think about, she said, when she thinks about not doing her blog, when she thinks about not marketing, when she thinks about not, following up with her leads, or, not interacting on social media or posting in forums or whatever, she said when she thinks like that, she then she says, she thinks about playing the whole story track. It's not, not just in that moment, not doing that particular thing, but where will this lead me? Where will this go if I don't do it? Right? Where will this go if I don't do it? Well, so for me, it's a little different, right? Because now I've already left corporate America. I've already left. I burnt the bridge purposely. I'm not going back to that. I don't want to go back to that. And for, just for things just like today, in the midst of while Mark was, recovering from his seizure, I couldn't help but think, I am so glad that I am not concerned at this moment what time it is and how quickly he's going to be able to recover, and do I need to leave him today to figure out if he can fend for himself and if he would be okay. And because just a little over a month ago, that would have been what I was thinking. I would have been thinking, gosh, I got to get to work because I'm sure I've got these meetings on the calendar and I've got to do this, that, and the other. If I leave Mark now, he's, he might be okay, and maybe I'll come back and check, or maybe I'll have somebody else come and check. And, I got to make, I would have just been completely stressed out, completely stressed by the fact that, this happened and now I've got to run off and leave. Versus this morning, after that happened, I said, you know what, no big deal. I'll just go in there, and be close to him, because what happened was hey, Steph, so, hey, I can see you on the screen, yay.
How did she do it? Or he?
Stephanie, I don't know. She came back in through Google. So, and Stephanie, if you hit that if you hit that camera at the top, there's an icon at the top of your screen. If you scroll your cursor across the top, they only show up if you move your cursor. But if you hit that, then I'll be able to actually see your face versus just your picture.
Can you hear me, Cassie?
I can hear you, Marie.
Okay.
And hey, Steph, so Steph joined. But anyway, so Steph, I was just saying that, the one thing that we want to do is make sure that we're living our dreams and we're remembering our why as we're going through this, because it's easy to get tired with all of this, or to, say, okay, maybe I'll do it later. But, and so Laura was saying, just play it out. If you decide in that moment, before you decide in that moment that you're not going to do something, that you're not going to blog, that you're not going to market, that you're not going to, that you're not going to email your list, that you're not going to get in social media and interact and post, and develop an engagement. Okay, she doesn't have a camera. Got it. Then, the bottom line is you're going to be where you are today. Period. That, and for her, she was saying that she didn't want to go back to that life that she left. She made a point that was something that she did not want to do anymore. That's not where she wanted to be. That's why she is where she is right now. But, when we decide every day what we're going to do, that everyday decision makes a difference on where we go, where we land tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day. And, and it was just so easy for me, when she said that on Tuesday, I thought, that's absolutely right. That, there are times when I feel like, I don't know, I have, this is kind of a blessing and a curse, because sometimes you feel like I have so much time, I can get to it, but, that's not always the case, because something doesn't always, something always comes up, just like this morning, with Mark's seizure. Stuff comes up, and then, things right behind that, and then, you find that you've lost the day, you've lost the time, and time is the most valuable thing that we have right now. You know,
That's true.
oh man, because when we get down to it, you'll have money, and if money is money, and that's fine. But what we do with our time, and you can always make more money, right? But the time that we have, we can't ever get back. Once it's spent, right? So anyway, that's just I want to just encourage you guys to stay in touch with your why. And for me, one of the ways that I stay in touch with my why is that I have, you guys can see me, but what I'm looking at, and here I'll show you. I want you to, and Jamila, you can't see this, but I'll tell you that I'm panning around my desk, and do you guys, so what I see are pictures of all of the kids, all of the nieces, and all of the nephews. I have pictures of my great nieces and my great nephews. I have pictures of my family, right, all here around me. I have a picture of the house that Mark and I are going to move into sometime within the next year or so. Um, and and I have that so that when I start to wander in my why, I can quickly just look up and say, oh, right, that's why I'm doing this, right? So, and that draws me back into it. And one of the things that I was saying just yesterday, I've been struggling with my videos, right? The sound, there's an issue with my sound in my laptop. And so I went around getting, and all of this other stuff, and it's still, the bottom line is I just couldn't make everything work. And so I got this, it's like this $200 microphone, and that still didn't work. I paid $75 for a tech guy to come over here and to help me get things set up, and he ended up telling me, hey, that's not going to work, right? So now, it's just crazy. I was $300 into it, and the thing doesn't work. Thank goodness I'm taking it back. But the thing is that I spent a lot of time searching for this stuff and trying to get this stuff done, and then finally the answer was I got this $10 headset. I don't know if you guys can see this $10 headset. And the reason why I didn't want to use it was because I didn't want to have this headset showing in my videos, right? And so, but I finally got to a place where I said, you know what, I'm doing this no matter what. No matter what, I'm doing this because this is not going to prevent me from going where I need to go. And so I don't know if you guys can see this, but I have this headset on, and I know I'm looking kind of ratchet right now because I've been out in the rain. It's also raining here today. But so I got this headset, and because my hair is black, and I can put the headset on in such a way you almost can't even see the mic. And and I thought, daggone it. I wasted all that time when I had this $10 headset that would make it work right now. And I was afraid that my stuff wouldn't turn out right. It was because I've already done a couple of videos, and I call them voiceless videos because you just can't hardly even hear me. And so, and I thought, man, I just wasted so much time running around getting all this stuff, and I had the answer right there. And, Les Brown talks about us being inhibited by our fears, right? For whatever that is. If you're not, maybe I won't do it just right, or maybe that'll sound stupid, or maybe somebody will think, one way about me. Maybe they'll think that, I'm crazy for doing this, or maybe they'll think that, or maybe I just won't be able to do it, or I'm just not, I don't know if I'll be able to understand it, or when it gets produced, whatever it happens to be, whether it's my blog or whether it's my videos, I'm not going to like it, people aren't going to like it, they're going to judge me. So what? So what? The fears, and Les talks about fears, false evidence appearing real. That stuff is only real in our mind. It's only real in our mind. I guarantee you most people don't even care, and the people that do care, that can appreciate it, they will appreciate it. The people that will, say, oh man, whatever, that's blah, 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 blah. You know what? Who cares? They're probably that way about 100 other things. So, the point is, don't let your fear stand in the way of where you're going, and don't let where you're going be delayed by detaching from your why. Okay, so when we talk about strategy, a lot of times we can talk about specific strategy, and I can do that with some training for you guys. We sent some training stuff out for you this week. I'm going to talk about this in just a second, but the real strategy that I think is the most valuable for us as a team to talk about is the strategy to get around the mental barriers that will prevent us from getting where we want to go. And a lot of times that's more challenging than the tactical the tactical strategies, because our unconscious, we've registered things in our unconscious, fears, disbeliefs, inabilities, barriers that we think we can't overcome, have all been registered in our unconscious, and we don't even know it. It's pre-framing everything that we do, and it's impacting our behavior, our actions that we're taking against any of the things that we need to be doing to get our business to the next level. So that's why I think, on Thursdays it's really important when we're talking about strategy that we're talking about mental strategies, things that will help us get to that next level from the approach specific to our mindset. Okay, so, and just this last thing that I'll tell you about one of the fears that I had before, just as a good example, one of the fears I had before when I left Coke before. I left Coke one time before, and it was so funny because I thought I had this job, right? And I'd actually spoken with the hiring manager and told him that I was interested, and he said that, yeah, I'd love to sit down and talk about it, Kathy. And he'd already seen my resume, and he felt like I was a really good fit, and they were hiring four of the same position. I've already talked to the hiring manager. He wants to talk to me. I would be a total moron. I would be an idiot to not be able to get one of these jobs, right? So, but right at that time, my company, the Coke was splitting up, and I had to move to this other company, and I had to commit to them before by this deadline. So you could only interview until a certain time frame. If you didn't get whatever done, if you didn't get confirmation to move, get a different job before this deadline, then you had to either submit your resignation or you had to commit to move over. And it was right in that gray area where all this stuff was happening. And so I had to make a decision. And so Mark and I, we talked about it, we prayed about it, we agreed that we don't live our life in fear, and we had all these other little, motivators to make us think that, everything would be okay. So I went ahead and submitted my resignation. I submitted my resignation, and then I did the interview, and it was the absolute worst interview ever in my life, ever. It was so bad that one of the interviewers, and she was like the lead interviewer, she said, are you going to get to the point? As I was answering the question, are you going to get to the point? And I was like, oh, man, I can't. It was like the worst interview ever. But fast forward, I didn't get the job, right? I didn't get the job, and then I thought, ooh, and then I was starting to really get concerned. But right after that, I was, and here's the crazy thing too. So I took the severance package, and they gave me all kinds of money. It was so amazing how much money they gave me, that Mark and I wouldn't even spend it, because we knew that if they found out that they gave us too much money, that we'd have to give it back, right? So Mark was like, Cassie, do not spend that money. As a matter of fact, we called them like 3 times to say, you gave us way too much money. This was too much money. And, the first time they were nice about it. The second time they were like, well, we'll check on it. We got it before. We heard you got your message before, and we're still checking on it. The third time they said, look, they just tell us how much to give you, and we gave it to you. That's it. They just were just irritated. I kept calling. And so, and then I didn't, get this job, right? So, but right after that, then Mark had like the worst set of seizures he'd ever had at that time. The absolute worst set of seizures he had ever had at that time. And, and it took him a good month and a half, almost 2 months to recover. And, and I said, and I only had at that point like 12 weeks or something like that. And so it was severance, and I thought, well, so somebody was saying, yeah, Steph, I was praising God for that money too. But so so one of my friends and sisters at church, she said, Cassie, what are you going to do? She was so concerned. What are you going to do? And I said, well, I'll just start looking. I'll start looking about this time. And it was like 5 months. And so I said about 3 months, if everything is okay with Mark, then I'll start looking for a job. And so about 2.5 months went by. Mark had gotten better, and I was starting to think, okay, I better be figuring something out. And so I sat in our green room in the front, and I said, I was looking, I made a list of everything that I would need to run the household. Money and the time and whatever. And it was so funny because I made this list, and then I laughed because I thought, with the exception of managing people, this is the job that I just left. Because it was 12 miles from the house. I didn't have to go on the highway. It was about the amount of money that I needed. I didn't want to manage people. I really wanted to have more time to work from home. So if I didn't have to manage people, that would have been perfect. That would be, right? And then so I said that, and I laughed, and that was it. And then that was in the morning. I did my devotional, and that afternoon, somebody from Coke called me from my old job, and Lance Hicks, and he said, "Hey, Cassie, I heard you didn't get that job." And I was like, "Yeah." And he said, "Well, it's interesting that when you left, we filled your job. We backfilled your job, and the person that took it, is now there's a hole where that person sat." And he said, "If you're interested, we would love for you to come interview. It would still be in the management track. You would," he said, "but you won't have to manage any people. You'll be able to have more freedom, and you can work from home. Where this, we know you. We would really, be interested in, making arrangements for you to come interview." And that was the same day. That was the same day, that same afternoon that I had done that little inventory. And I thought, man, and then I said, okay, yeah, I'll post for the job, and then I didn't post for the job for a couple, days, and it only stays open for like 5 days. 10 days, and I know 7 or 8 of them went by. And so he called me again. He's like, Cassie, why didn't you post for that job? And I said, yeah, I'm gonna, yeah, okay, but you know what? I was afraid that it was a trick. Isn't that crazy? I was afraid that it was a trick. And so I was hesitant to do it. I didn't want to go back because I didn't get that job, and maybe they just want to make fun of me. And I'm being completely transparent with you guys. This crazy stuff goes on in my head, and I'm just sharing it with you, and, there. So, and I thought, okay, so, but he, I knew he was going to keep calling, so I said, fine. So I posted for the job. And then, of course, I got an interview. And I did not want to go to that interview. I promise you, I did not. And I said, you know what? And Mark was like, yeah, go for that interview. Go for that interview. And he, Mark was just pushing me. And so that day, I got dressed. And I so didn't want to go to the interview, but I knew Mark wanted me to go. So I said, you know what? I'm going to go. I'm going to sit in the parking lot for an hour, and then I'm going to come back, and I'm going to tell Mark that I went to the interview. Because, again, in my head, I thought, here we go. I'm going to go up here, and they're going to, say whatever say whatever they say, and, whatever. And so, but then I got to the parking lot, and I had to talk myself out of the car. I literally had to say, Cassie, get out of the car. Get out of the car. Just get out of the car and go do that stupid interview. I mean, really, it was crazy. I thought it was crazy. I got out of the car, and I went to do the interview, and it was the absolute best interview ever. 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 My best interview ever. It was crazy. And then, so, I was so relieved after being afraid that whole time. And then, they called me, and they said, Cassie, we want to offer you the job. And I said, well, great, and so and now keep in mind that the lady that was calling me was the lady that I submitted my resignation to, which was so bizarre. But and we really, we really weren't that tight, so it was pretty amazing. Anyway, so she called me, and she said, well, when can you start? And I said, well, not like I'm working right now. And so she said, well, how about, I don't know, it was like June, no, May, June, March 1st, something like that, I don't know. But it was the exact day that I told my friend that I would go back to work. It was the exact day. I told her, well, I'll start looking around, this time, and I'll get back to work about this day. And it was the exact day that I said so many months ago. And I just say all that to say that all of that was false expectations appearing real. And, so whatever it is that you might be thinking about what we're doing here, whatever people may be saying in your ear or in your face, right? That, hey, this can't be real. Hey, you know what? You need to stay on this track that is socially acceptable by everybody. Work your 9 to 5 or work your 15 hours and work for 45 or years, and then only end up with so much money. And all of that craziness that people tell you. I'm not saying that that's a bad way. I'm just saying that there are other options, and you guys are on that same track. You're on the right path, and I just want you to be encouraged by the fact that you are here, and that no matter what's going on out there in your head, no matter what's going on out there in the conversation, that you stay focused on your why. What it takes to get to where you want to go, right? And you stay the course. And it's one thing that Les Brown says, and I know some of you guys are listening to Les Brown, Jamila, I know you in particular too, that, it's not over until I win. It's not over until I win. I'm going to do this or I'm going to die trying. And, the fact of the matter is, it's already happening. It's already happening right now. You guys are very close to getting your breakthrough, to experiencing your breakthrough. But be encouraged by that. Know that it's right around the corner, and continue to do the 8 core commitments. We'll transition real quick into the 8 core commitments. Do blogging daily, right? If you're blogging daily, then you're creating content. You're creating a space for people to come to, so that they can come to see who you're about. What is it that makes you real? What is it that would make them want to engage in this business with you, right? What are you sharing that would make them comfortable in that space? So making sure that you have content out there. Then, using that content to market. So promoting that, syndicating it, like on that Tuesday call. So if you weren't on that Tuesday call, you need to get the recording, right? There was specific information on how to syndicate. Sean Ali gave specific information on how he syndicates. He's only been in since January, and he's got a residual of $1,200 per month right now, right? So
$1,200 per month right now.
Oh wow!
Really?
Right.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. All of a sudden, I'm starting to hear reverberation. So syndication, and it's all free, guys. It's all free. Go out there and click the information, post it out there. So if you didn't get to be on, if you weren't on the call, contact me and I'll see what I can do. I've got a recording of it now. If you're all in, it'll be in the Guardian library. But that, you know, so that's important. And then make sure that you're doing your daily, your daily mindset. All of the 8 core commitments. Guys, this thing is throwing me off because I can hear myself in the background. All right, so that piece of it. And the last thing I want to tell you about is Mark and I sent you in an email this week, a newsletter that has a training in it from Meredith Day. We actually bought that training so that you guys could use it, okay? And that training is a 4-day intensive training. And, you know, she tells you specifically, hey, you know, and it's recorded. And I put that, you know, she's got notes there. And that's one thing that I like about her. She's got a video. She's got 4 videos. And she's also got the content underneath it, right, the transcription underneath it, so that you can go back. Some people need to read it. Some people need to hear it. In a video format, you can stop and start it, stop and start it, stop and start it. And she tells you exactly what you need to do. It's all free stuff. It's all free stuff. You can, you know, so to get out the gate, to get your sales, to get your content loaded, you know, to figure out how to get to that next step, take a look at that. Take a look at that 4-day intensive. Okay. And if you have a problem, if it won't open up for you, if it won't load for you, then let me know. But you should, you know, it should open up for you. And so she's got 4 videos. You'll listen to one video after that first video, then listen, and then, you know, like on YouTube, videos, the next video that will play, it will pop up either on the side or underneath. And so you'll see day 2, 3, and 4 underneath. So once you have the link right now in your email, if you click it and let it play, after the first one finishes, the other 3 will be underneath and available for you. But she calls it a 4-day intensive. You can, you know, there's some work. There's some work, right? I'm not going to pretend that it's not work. There's some things that you need to do. But you know what? It's a difference in having sales and not having sales. It's Meredith, and I want you to know Meredith was featured on one of the EN Thursday night calls because she's one of the rising stars. She's hitting the leaderboards. She's on the leaderboards consistently, and that would be, you know, the top 10. She's comfortably within the top 10 of 30,000 affiliates. She's doing it right. So, you know, and I've actually only hit the leaderboards once so far. So, you know, I'm right there with you guys. I'm doing, you know, I'm doing the videos and all of that because my goal is to be on those leaderboards consistently, not just for the number of sales as well, but I also want to be on the income leaderboards. And, you know, to get on the income leaderboards, especially in Empower, can be a bit of a challenge. So that's those are my goals. That strategy for you. So take a look in your inbox. If you didn't get that email for some reason from us, it's coming from me. It looks like it comes from me. Check your spam, and if it's still not there, then let me know, and I'll make sure that we get it to you. Okay. Other than that, a couple of last-minute things. So I hope. Let's see. I think everybody that's going, that has confirmed that they're going right now to Nashville, has tickets and rooms. So, Jamila, I think what I might have you and Linda do, is ride with Angie and Mark.
No, I want to ride with Beverly. Okay.
Really? Okay. Here's something. Okay. Either way, she's going up Friday morning, and I don't know. You know, I have to get in touch with Angie and find out when she's going. But either way,
Okay.
it doesn't matter. And I want you to know she moved. She decided to stay at the Gaylord, so she's not staying at the Comfort Inn. But that's okay because by the time you get there, we'll have 3 cars there. So
Okay.
moving around won't be a problem. Okay.
Okay, no problem.
Okay. Good.
Yeah, that's fine.
Good.
Sounds good.
Right. Wonderful. And then I think that's it. I sent you guys, you, Stephanie, and Beverly, I sent you the email to try and fix the pictures. I don't know if you had an opportunity to try that. When you do, let me know. But other than that, guys, I think that's it. Do you have any questions for me? You guys, Marie, I can hear you. Steph, if you have any emails, you could any questions, you can type it in the chat. And Jamila, if you have a question, you can ask it.
Okay. Miles is over helping the picture say, all the instructions. I read it, but I don't get it. But anyway.
Okay.
Send it over to tomorrow.
Okay, and Steph.
I doubled my friend list on Facebook.
Nice, nice. That's wonderful. That is wonderful. And I'm growing my friend list real organically too. I could get a bunch of friends, but I want friends that really want to read my stuff. I don't want friends that are just being friends for the sake of being friends. I want friends who are, and you know what I mean. It sounds kind of bad. I don't want friends who are just just wanting to be friends, but I want friends who are interested in learning about the business too. And I'm building my fan page, but the fan page takes a little bit longer to build. And so, so I'm not going to forego the other stuff that I need to do to make sure I build that fan page. One of the things that I found, Steph, for you too, I see that you're making your fan list and get response. But one thing that I found with the fan page, that I get better results when I run a Facebook pay-per-click ad and then get it to my fan page. I'm starting to build likes and friends in that way. Otherwise, it's still just going out to a really small list. So, I would try and, as you have time to build your fan page, because ultimately, if you want to run ads from Facebook, you're going to need to run it from your fan page, because they won't let you run it from your personal page. So just, something kind of in the background, you might want to start thinking about that and start populating it. And that's kind of easy to do. Once you build a fan page, it doesn't take long because it's the same thing, kind of plug and play templates. And then what you would do, and what I'm doing, is copying my blog. I'm sharing my blog to my fan page. And any other stuff that comes from the business that I feel like it's appropriate, I'll put on my fan page. And then I run my pay-per-click ad from my fan page. So you can start doing that right now, just kind of building it slowly, not spending a whole lot of time. Go ahead and making sure that you're posting on your personal page, because that's where you're getting the most engagement right now. And I promise you guys, people are watching you. People are watching your personal pages to see how things are going for you. So, as you're, encouraged and, you're experiencing, new things, new wins, whatever, then go ahead and post that stuff out on your personal page. And be ready, all right? And I'll tell you this, too, and then we'll get off so we can get on another call. But when we go to Nashville, be prepared to take pictures and, put those pictures up, and be prepared. When I say be prepared, a lot of times, my first couple times I was prepared for a conference, not to be on Facebook, if you know what I mean, right? I wasn't picture ready for Facebook, but when you're at the conference, you'll be in the beautiful surroundings. You'll be around a bunch of energy, and people are drawn to energy, and they're drawn to beautiful, places, and all the stuff that comes with that. So this is a perfect opportunity for you to make sure that you get those shots so that you can come back and share them on your Facebook, because people are going to want to know what you're doing, and they're going to want to be part of that. Okay, so be ready to be picture ready. Get your cameras and make sure you know how to work them, right? And then be in that mindset when you get there to take pictures, and maybe even get pictures with David Wood and some of the other folks that are Alex and Anna, who are crossing the $1 million mark. Some of those guys are just regular folks, and we'll be able to work that into our social media marketing. So anyway, so that's it.
Bye-bye.
Bye.